Hello, everyone. Let's see. I'm checking to see if my sound is working. As you are joining in, please do say hello. Let me know you're there. Also, somebody let me know if you can hear me. My mic was giving me some grief the other day, so I'm not sure if it's working or not. So I will find out as soon as somebody is there and lets me know. So tonight we have a great show planned. This is Embracing Your Essence on Lilydale Radio. And I am Colleen Vanderzijden, the host of the show. Every Tuesday I'm here giving you some suggestions on how you can live your life better. And as you are joining in, do say hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I'm sure someone will let me know if you can hear me or not. So tonight we are going to be talking about soul messages. I'll be doing some mini soul readings. I'll be answering your questions, maybe doing some intuitive guidance as we go. And we will be able to talk about all sorts of things. So again, as you have joined in with me, if anybody is watching, let me know if you can hear me. Literally, I need to know if you can hear me. Oh, yay, amen. Thank you. My mic was doing something weird and I couldn't see if it was working or not. So as you are here, let me just give you some updates, who's who, why we're here, what's going on. So this is one of the Lilydale radio shows. We do this service mostly off season so that we can provide all sorts of information to you. And my show is all about embracing your essence, who you are at the soul level. And I do this every Tuesday or most Tuesdays, and we talk about different strategies to help you live your best life and be who you truly are. And I am a registered medium here at Lilydale. I am a certified intuitive life coach or an intuitive soul coach. I am a spiritual teacher. I'm the author of this book, Courageously You. Good book, if I say so myself. And there you have that. We also have lilydaleassembly.org. This is where you can find out more information about what's happening in Lilydale. The official Facebook page is Lilydale Assembly Incorporated, and my Facebook page is Colleen Vanderzijden, medium and intuitive life coach. And if you want a mini reading tonight or need some intuitive guidance or want to ask questions, you need to be on my page because I cannot see the comments live on Lilydale's page. So if you want to ask a question or anything like that, let me know. But first, I am going to talk about some other things, and then we will do the soul reading. So thank you all for joining me. I'm just going to say hello to people, see who's here. Hi, Paula. Nice to see you. Hi, Ellen. I'm glad you can hear me. Hi, Jody. Hi, Mary. How are you? Okay, so let's see. Hi, Charity. So today we are going to talk about the soul and some thoughts on how it communicates with you, because our soul is always giving us messages all of the time. So we're going to do that, and then I will move on and do some mini soul readings for people in the audience, if you will. And you can ask questions as we go. I'll try to catch them. You know how sometimes I can't see them though, because once I get talking, who knows where we'll end up. So hi, Evelyn and Sarah. Hi, Candy. Nice to see you. Hi, Alicia. So we want to get clarity on our soul's messages, our soul's guidance, and then act on it, because our soul is always trying to help us. It's always trying to point us in the right direction. Now, most of you probably have heard me say this before, but I will repeat myself right now. The soul is connected to the divine infinite intelligence. Okay, so this is how you're getting these messages, that your soul is a part of this. So your soul has access to this infinite wisdom that is there. Okay, so this is that spiritual, divine, universal flow. So we get messages all of the time. So how do we know when the soul is communicating with us? How does it communicate? And how can you better hear the guidance? We are going to talk about that tonight. I will also give you some strategies to help you get into that flow, some things to think about, some things to do. So, and let's see, I'm going to say hello again to people as you're all joining in. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm real excited to be here talking about the soul and its messages, and then giving some soul readings, because that's fun. Hi, Dale. Nice to see you. Danielle Marie, I think I just sent you a message. Debbie, nice to see you. And Dawn, how are you doing, Dawn? Hi, Dale. Hi, Sam. Hi, Debbie. Yay, how fun. Okay, so now, Here's the thing. The soul is always giving us messages, but sometimes we don't hear them, right? Or we can't differentiate between our own thoughts or the soul's thoughts. And part of the problem with this is we have been conditioned by society, culture, the world to think things out, to figure things out. We've been conditioned to focus on our physical lives, and we have forgotten to tune into ourselves. When we tune into ourselves, that's when we're going to reconnect to the soul and get those answers and that guidance that we desperately want sometimes. So we might have some feelings. So maybe we get some feelings, but what tends to happen so many times is that we ignore the guidance. We get a feeling like maybe we need to leave our partner, or maybe we need to break an unhealthy habit. And we have that feeling, but some part of us wants us to ignore it. So we kind of push it aside. We talk ourselves out of it. We put it off until later or someday. And those of you on my mailing list got my Intention Tuesday email today where I talked about putting things off until later and how someday is actually sometimes code for never. So that's today's mail. And with this conditioning, what has happened is we have learned to doubt ourselves. We don't trust or believe in ourselves. And this is all because of this programming conditioning. We've disconnected from our soul and its guidance. We haven't done anything wrong, okay? We haven't made a mistake or anything like this. It's kind of like all these thoughts, these ideas, these you should act this way, or other people expect us to be a certain way, that kind of disconnects us from our soul and listening and trusting ourselves. But the soul is always calling us. It is always giving us messages. Now, Greg and I created a 10 Signs Your Soul is Calling You free ebook. And if Greg is on here, he'll put the link in there and you guys can get that and you'll find out more about how the soul is calling us. Because when we understand that the soul is calling us, this helps us recognize when the soul is giving us messages too. So I'll just talk a little bit about how we might become aware that the soul is giving us messages and guiding us. Sometimes what might happen is we have a tragedy or a traumatic event in our lives, something that upsets us enough so that we begin to look at life differently. Maybe our physical world has changed so much that we might feel lost. We don't have an anchor anymore. Maybe we've had a significant loss or a significant crisis, and we just feel very unbalanced. Let's see. We have a troll, you guys, and a spammer already. Do not listen to this Serena Tarot reading person. Ashley, I don't know if you're here, but if you're here, get rid of her if you can. Okay. So anyway, nobody respond to anybody who does these things. We do not send out messages like this, okay? Ignore it. Okay, and so anyway, our physical lives might have changed and we feel like we need to live differently. We can no longer keep living the way we used to. Maybe because of whatever has happened, or maybe because so much has happened that everything has been ripped away from us, or the most important things have been. So this is a time where we might wake up and become more aware of our soul and its guidance, because we're not caught up in all the stuff that's happening. Because it's gone. Everything's gone. So we have to go to our soul. Another thing that might make us more aware of our soul and its guidance is sometimes when we feel like something is missing. Our lives might look great on the surface. We're successful in our careers. Our family's going wonderful. Really, there's nothing wrong. And at the same time, we might feel like something is missing. What used to make us happy isn't working anymore. Okay, so that's another sign. Okay, so hold on, everybody, because this person is just going bananas here. I am going to message Ashley. Can you come on my show and get rid of... Don't you love when I'm texting while I'm talking to you? I know, but it's going to be so obnoxious. There, I texted Ashley. She'll take care of it for us because it's obnoxious, isn't it? It's just so obnoxious. So anyway, back to our topic. So you might have a traumatic event. You might feel like something is missing. Sometimes we just feel like we need to move into a new spiritual direction. We just feel like there's something more out there, and we want to either connect maybe with a religion, or maybe it's a more personal sense of spirituality. Maybe we become very much interested in metaphysical topics like crystals, healing, mediumship, all those things that we do here in Lilydale, right? You might be drawn to yoga and those things. Along with this, you might also be drawn to looking for people who understand you and who get you while you're on your spiritual path. And I know when I first came to Lilydale, oh my goodness, how many years ago? 24 or 5 years ago. Can you believe it? I remember I came into church and it just felt like I belonged. I felt like I knew I was comfortable. You know, it was familiar to me. And it's so wonderful when we find these places and these people where we feel accepted as yourself. Okay. Ashley's taking care of duties for me. Thank you, Ashley. And so it is so important for us, as our soul is calling us, to recognize that the necessity of having connections with other people. And that's part of the reason why Greg and I started the Soul Empowerment Community, because we could help people on their spiritual path, teach the people different topics, experience all sorts of interesting things in the community, and also having that sense of people around us. Thank you, Ashley. I love you. And also having that sense of community. And so just a side mention briefly, and I'll keep going, is our Soul Empowerment Community. Tomorrow is the last day to register for it if you want to enroll with that. And you can go to my website and learn more about that. Okay, now all of these things are really our soul calling us because we want more depth, more meaning, more joy, more purpose in our lives. Right? That's what we're looking for. So it's so important for us to understand what is happening, because sometimes people think, oh, I'm just going crazy now or something, when it's not that at all. It's just that your soul is saying, yes, here it is. This is what's happening. It's a natural yearning. And to have the opportunity to connect with people either at Lilydale or in our Soul Empowerment Community, or even just simply here on my Facebook page. And if you're not on my Facebook page and you want to make a comment, Colleen Vander Zijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach, just do that now, because I'm going to be finishing this topic up in probably 10 minutes, and then I'll be doing some mini readings. So you need to bop over here if you're going to want that. So this is all your soul here. Now, hear what's really cool. It's time for us to reconnect and listen, because our soul doesn't communicate through thinking, through analyzing, or figuring it out. It communicates through feelings, right? We feel like something is missing. We feel like there should be something more to our lives. We feel drawn to certain ideas, certain fun things we want to do, certain interests we want to explore. We're drawn to these things. You feel like you want to live differently. You feel like you want to be the best version of you and live as your soul. It's all about feelings. So when you get these soul messages, there is a certain feeling attached to it. Okay, so I'm going to explain now how the soul will communicate with you. Just some small things, little things to pay attention to. Number one, the soul's messages can be subtle nudges, passing thoughts, intuition, or what we might call gut feelings, of course. Now, intuition is different from the inner voice of fear because intuition is subtle, it's calm, it's centered, as opposed to being frantic or aggressive or something like that. And that is a quote from someone. I paraphrased it slightly, but that is a quote. Okay, so sometimes what happens is we get these passing thoughts, these nudges, but we don't pay attention to them or we dismiss them. But what will happen is that these messages, these thoughts, these intuitive moments will become more repetitive. They'll keep coming back and they might even get louder. Thank you for sending stars, Charity. We do stars here, and you can all send me stars if you like. It's a nice thing to since all of us do our radio shows for free here, it's like a little thank you for us being here. We have a Stars Party Challenge started according to Facebook. It says your audience has been challenged to send stars in the next 5 minutes. Woohoo! Yay! Exciting. So one of these feelings, right, is the intuition, is the passing thoughts. Okay, so those are messages from your soul. They are a different feeling than fear-based ones. They will come in as facts. You might have an emotion after, but you will not have it during. The second thing, the soul can communicate through repetitive thoughts, words, numbers, songs, or even seeing animals. How many of you have experienced that, where you see the same numbers all the time? 11, 11, that's a big one. Or 3, 33. Or maybe you keep hearing the same song over your head over and over and over again. Or maybe you keep having this thought that just keeps coming in that you should either maybe go learn how to paint, or maybe play an instrument, or whatever it might be, write a book, whatever it could be. These are messages from your soul. So a thought that sounds interesting and we don't do it, but we can't let it go and it keeps popping up. Okay, it'll be that kind of thing. If you have a word, a song, or a phrase that pops into your head, eventually you'll catch up. You'll say, oh yeah, I'm hearing that, and then see what the message is within it, right? Same thing with animals and numbers. So if you get the same animals or numbers all over the place, in the winter I kept seeing the fox all over the place. So we look it up, go on Google, look it up, find out what the interpretations are for these numbers or animals, and then you can see if the message makes sense to you. Does it feel right to you? Carrie says she sees 1111 or 222. Yeah. Good. Bambi says her mind has been meandering more than usual, but there have been nudges, so she's trying to listen and hear about next steps. Perfect. We always say 1111, make a wish, manifestation to me, right? So these things, they'll come through. So you see, these are messages from your soul. Isn't that cool? Okay, we've got 2.5 minutes to conclude this star party. Okay, now the next thing, the soul communicates in dreams and symbols. Thank you, Dale, for sending stars too. And everybody else, I missed that you did it. Or you might have visions, so dreams, symbols, or visions. Okay, if you want to increase the messages in your dreams, and who doesn't, right? Set an intention before you go to bed that you want to remember your dreams, to ask for the guidance that could come through in dreams. Now, it might not work the very first time you do it, but keep intending it. Keep a paper and pen handy, or dictate into your phone. Make sure your phone is close by so you can dictate. Do not wait until the morning to write down your dreams. If you wake up in the middle of the night, write it down right then, or dictate it right then, because that's when it's there. Okay, you might not remember it in the morning. So same thing, if you see or feel or even sense a symbol, something pops up, write it down. You might see it around you. The meaning might come later. Thank you, Carrie, for the stars. I should probably go back and see who else is given stars. Hi, Dale. And Candy, thank you for the stars. Ashley, thank you for the stars. Yay. Oh, it says we have achieved it. You guys are awesome. Hi, Kate. Thanks for sending stars too. Yay. And Mary Beth, thank you guys for sending the stars. We have achieved it. Facebook is proud of us. So funny, isn't it? So write things down. Sometimes you'll have a vision or something pops into your head and it keeps coming back and you don't know what it means. Don't figure it out. Let it sit and allow the answer to come to you. And it will. Okay, the soul's messages will not come in fear, as I mentioned earlier. It is all very factual. Okay, so I had a dream a long time ago, and I think I might have told this story, I don't know, maybe a year and a half in here, but it's a good story. So I had a dream that a colleague of mine, his niece, was killed in a car accident while delivering pizza. It was really weird. And when I woke up, I remembered it. And if I remember a dream when I wake up, I know it is important. And so I thought, well, this is odd. And it wouldn't leave my head. So I saw my colleague and I said, your daughter, your niece, she doesn't drive, does she? And he said, no. And I said, so weird. I had the weirdest dream that she was in a car accident while delivering pizza and died. And he says, oh, and he says to me that her boyfriend delivered pizza all the time and she went with him quite a lot. And I said, tell her not to go anymore. Nothing ever happened. I don't know if it had anything to do with my message to him, but he trusted me. He knew I was psychic, so he trusted me, and I'm sure he passed the message on. But when I got that message, it was just such a fact, like I need milk. So it's important to pay attention to these things. So even in a dream, you will have that same factual feeling for an intuitive moment, psychic guidance, inner wisdom, as you would when you're awake. And then when you get that feeling, you'll start to recognize it, and you'll know that the message is accurate and important. You'll just know, okay? You'll feel it. It's all based in feeling. And then when you take action on whatever message you get, the energy flows. Things will start coming to you. Things will be working because you're going to be guided by your soul. So of course, self-awareness is essential in knowing when you get soul messages. If you're not aware of yourself, then how will you know? So you have to know the feeling of your everyday life, or the feeling of fear or worry or stress, and how it feels different when you're having an intuitive moment, or you're meditating, or you're in stillness, or you're being intentional and mindful. So play with that just to see how you feel when you're experiencing these things. This is not an opportunity to judge yourself and go, oh no, I'm all stressed out again. It's not that at all. But if we know how we feel when we're stressed out or overwhelmed, and we know how we feel when we're in the spiritual flow, we can tell if we're getting soul's messages or if we're in unhelpful fear-based story. Then we can be intentional about our energy. Right? Isn't that wonderful? So, in case you are just joining in, I am Colleen Vanderzijden, registered medium here at Lilydale Assembly, and we are talking about getting messages from the soul. And in just a very short time, I shall be doing soul readings for people. And don't start telling me now yet that you want soul readings. We'll wait just a few minutes more, and I will let you know. Don't you worry. I'm not going to leave you out. I tried to make my topic shorter tonight, so I would have a lot of time to give you soul readings or intuitive guidance. This is not psychic necessarily what's going to happen. A soul reading is about who you are at the soul level and whatever else my guide wants me to tell you. Okay, so that's what will happen. And if you are on Lilydale's page and you are interested in making a comment or wanting a mini reading, you need to bop over here to my page because I cannot see the comments on Lilydale's page while I'm live. So you want to come over here to my page, which is Colleen Vanderzijden, medium and intuitive life coach, and it should be right there at the top of the page. You should be able to find it right there. Thanks. I'm going to get more hair tinsel in just 2 weeks, Kate. Okay, y'all with me? Good. Let's keep going. I've just got a little bit more to say, and then we'll have some fun with those readings. So another part of this self-awareness is we have to be aware of our body, right? Our body. Our soul sends messages through our bodies all of the time. I don't know about you guys, but I never learned to pay attention to my body until in the last, 10 years or so, maybe 5. I'm finally starting to pay more attention because I get a certain feeling in my body for the intuition again, or if I am stuck in a fear-based story. When we are in the spiritual flow, in the guidance of our soul, when we're in the beautiful meditative state of connecting with God, the divine, whatever it is, our body's energy is open. Our body is physically open, our energy is open. If we are in a fear-based story, or if we're stuck in the external, worried about our jobs, stress, etc., our body constricts and tightens up, right? Okay, so if you are like this, if something is tense in your body, that means you're holding on to something that you need to let go of and open up your energy more, okay? And I will be talking about how to let go of things at some point in the next month or so. So these bodily constrictions can have physical results, as we know, right? We've all heard the thing that if you're stressed out, it can affect our body and make us sick. And I'm not saying it's going to make you sick. I'm just saying sometimes it can, headaches, whatever, stomach aches, digestive issues, etc. Okay? And sometimes I'm playing with this idea that sometimes our physical symptoms might be telling us we're not connected to our soul, right? Because if there's nothing physically wrong with us, then what is happening? It's not that we're doing something wrong again. It's just that we are not really connected to the flow right now. So if we reconnect And that will help. And we'll talk about some ideas for that in a couple seconds. So don't you worry about that. But just think about it. So if you notice tension in your body, be aware of it and then relax, and that will help. Now, self-awareness also includes how we think. If we know we're stuck in self-doubt, we know we have limiting beliefs, I can't do this, I can't do that, we know then that we are not in our soul's energy. Because when we're in our soul's energy, we believe and trust in ourselves. I think I'm going to do a class, just side journey for 2 seconds here with me. I think I'm going to do a class in truly living from your soul and how to transcend your everyday life. And I think what I'm going to do is make it a 4-week thing where I teach something every week and then we do some coaching with it. I think I might do that. I have some new insights that Spirit has given me over the last few weeks about connecting better so that we can let go of things and move into our power. I think I'm going to do that. So anyway, little heads up on that one. So repeating what I've already said, right? The soul's messages come in with a feeling. It's very factual, right? Okay. Now, if we want to improve listening to our souls, listening to the messages that are coming through, the intuition, here's the key. We don't have to try to do it. I know that goes against everything, right? We don't have to try. We don't want exercises and working hard. We don't want that, because if we're in the flow, we're allowing it to come to us. And I think that's the class that I'll be teaching, is helping us learn how to allow these messages to come to us. I'll let you guys know when I've got that organized. And then we become curious about ourselves, right? We want to become curious. So to encourage your connection, your ability to hear the soul's messages, here's some thoughts. Awareness of who you are at the soul level. We want to choose to be your soul. Who are you at the soul level? Okay, who are you? And again, I'll get to some soul readings very, very soon. Don't you worry. Okay, so that being our souls. Take time for yourself to be in stillness, meditation, if you like. Okay, be mindful, be intentional about how you live. All of these things are going to help you hear the soul's messages. Pay attention to how you feel all of the time, not just when you're trying to figure out if you're being intuitive or not. All of the time, pay attention to how you feel. Learn as much as you can about who you are, how you live, what you believe, and how you make choices, how you respond to life with its challenges or even the happier times. All of these things. Make note of your dreams and how things feel when the messages that come through. Question and be curious about why you don't listen to yourself, and sometimes why you do listen to yourself. Okay? Do something creative. When you do something fun, when you're immersed in a project, when you're in that experience, you're in your soul's flow. And what happens is it strengthens your connection to the soul and your ability to receive messages. Okay, so do something fun. So many of us, when we're on the spiritual path, what we do is we take classes on improving our intuition and all of these things, which are valuable, absolutely. However, I think sometimes what happens is we spend too much time thinking about it rather than just being. So if I teach this class, which I'm really feeling strongly about right now, this new class, the transcendence class, whatever I'm going to call it, we will work on all of these things to help you be your soul, to help you access it so that everything comes to you. Now, of course, in our soul empowerment community, we do things like this. And I'll probably do some things like this in the community as well. So we have all sorts of fun things in the soul empowerment community too. So lots of places for you to learn and grow as you go. So let's see what else. All of those things I just mentioned will help you strengthen that connection. Okay, so I think that's enough of my little chatting about that today. And let's get to the other part. So if you're not over here yet on my page, Colleen Van Der Zijden, Medium and Intuitive Life Coach, this is the time that I will be doing some soul readings. Now, let me just give you a heads up on this. Jennifer Phillips, I'm writing your name down right now. Lost. Okay. I write things down because once I get in the channeling flow, you guys, I won't even know who I am anymore. So, anyway, what's going to happen for soul readings? What I do is I connect in with you. I look at the qualities you came into this life to express. Okay, we all came in with individual, unique qualities that we came into this physical life to express. They're all forms of love, kindness, those kinds of things. They're all positive qualities, of course. Now, granted, there are people in the world who maybe aren't very nice. They have these positive qualities. They may not be expressing them. So when I do a soul reading, I talk about the qualities I see in you and what that means to me. Okay, I may ask you some questions. Sometimes I touch into numbers, or not numbers, colors. Sometimes I touch into colors. If I do, I will tell you what those mean. I might ask you some questions, etc., etc. While I do this, I will also probably, for some of you, give intuitive guidance. Like if I feel my guide tells me something's happening in your life, or whatever, and you need some guidance, I will say whatever comes into my head, because that's how I work. Does that cover it? I think so. So the big thing you need to do right now is if you want a soul reading, if I get too many names at once, obviously I can't hit you all. It's not going to happen. But if you say something that catches my interest, you have a much better chance of my connecting with you. Okay. So I am going first with whoever's name I just said, Jennifer Phillips. I hope you're still there because I'm going to talk to you. So Jennifer, as I touch in with your soul, I see you said that you're feeling a little bit lost and out of sorts. And first, and this is for everybody, this message I'm going to say right now, this is related, people feeling lost and out of sorts is related to what I talked about last week on my radio show, which was all about the energy that is going on in the world right now. It's insane out there. And this energy is affecting us. It is also helping us evolve and grow as we progress through life too. So that's part of what's happening. A lot of people feeling lost right now. Another reason why we started the community, another reason why I have my coaching groups. So many things to help people that we do here in this household. So anyway, Jennifer, when I look at your soul, oh my goodness, you have such a beautiful soul, Jennifer. There is a very sweet gentleness about you. That doesn't mean that there are times where you're not, strong or assertive or anything like that. But there is a beautiful gentleness about you. You have this amazing ability to trust and an amazing ability to, what do I want to call this? Want to do your best. And it's kind of interesting because when someone who has a soul like that, and I wonder about this for you, Jennifer, is sometimes when we have this amazing ability to trust, we learn the hard way that we can't trust everyone. And there is also connected with this is that you've always been very good about doing what you're supposed to do. And now is the time for you to, instead of that, do what you're supposed to do, to really step into trusting yourself even more, because you have that quality, that ability. So we want to, I know you trust some others and others you don't, and that's fine. But trusting yourself is so important. Part of this spiritual consciousness shift that we have going on right now is that we are all of us, not just Jennifer, but all of us are learning to trust that the answers are going to be given to us, that we will be shown the answers. We will be led to where we need to go. This is really hard for humans to do because we are impatient. We want what we want and we want it now. So for us to truly move into our soul's energy, we have to do our best to trust that we will be guided. Jennifer, all of a sudden I had another thought for you. I have a guide here for you. This is new. I don't know that I've ever brought in a guide for somebody while I'm doing this, but I have a guide for you. And I'm not going to tell you his name. It does feel like I kind of call them he's or she's depending on how I feel, but I also have the feeling that on the other side, are they really he's or she's? Probably not. So anyway, I want to say a he for you, and he is telling me that you are on the cusp of something amazing. Okay, you are on the cusp of it. It's like right here. And he says what he wants you to do. He's telling you what to do. I gotta love this. It's not my guide, it's your guide. He is telling you to relax and believe that it is coming. So every time you start to get worried, stressed out, telling yourself you're lost, you don't know what's next, you're not feeling right, anytime you tell yourself those things, as soon as you catch yourself doing it, stop and go, I trust. I believe I'm going to be shown. And just keep doing that over and over. Okay, good. That's the end for you, Jennifer. Well, that was interesting. I don't usually get a guide, and don't be asking for guides, you guys. That just happened. It just happened. Okay, let's see. And that the fear of the unknown, what I just said to Jennifer, will be very helpful for you too. And anybody else, right? We are human. We want to know what's going to happen. If we know what's going to happen, we think we're going to feel better. But this is not how the energy is working now. It's just not. It's unfortunate and it's disturbing at times for us. But we have to make a conscious, intentional choice to trust we are going to be shown. Okay, we are going to be shown. Okay, next, I want to go to Liz. It has scrolled on me, so Liz, you said something. Oh man, what did you say? Hold on, let me think if I can come back. Well, Liz, I can't remember what you said, but you caught my attention, and I'm just gonna go from there. There's so many comments now. This is where I lose everybody. So anyway, actually, Liz, come back in and write your comment again. I need to connect it with it again. Okay, let's see. The energy is intense, isn't it, Lisa? Okay, Mary Beth, having a very lonely period, hoping it will end. I could really use a soul reading. Okay, Mary Beth, you know what's interesting? I mentioned this, I think, last week. I can't remember. About the sense of connection, how we now need connection so much, right? Especially those of us who are on a spiritual path. We want to be around people who get us, who understand us. We absolutely do. And so here's the thing to remember, Mary Beth, is that sometimes when we're feeling lonely, when we're feeling like just so alone, that the energy is still working for us, and the energy is going to bring us people who will get us. It's going to bring us people where we feel like we're seen and heard. And lots of times when we feel like we're lonely, what we can do to help that situation is to recognize there might be some areas in our own lives where we are not seeing ourselves. We're not listening to ourselves. We're not loving ourselves and honoring ourselves. So that might be something to think about. So Mary Beth, with your energy, I am feeling, I'm going to a color, okay? I am feeling silver with you, okay? Silver to me is a color of connection. It is a color that really makes me feel connected to the divine, okay? And with this, I am also understanding that you are a very kind and loving person. Like really, you are a very kind and loving person, and you really do thrive on those connections. And during this transition time, where apparently you're moving from older or previous friends to newer friends and newer connections, during this transition time, it's really about you strengthening your connection to your angels, your guides, the universal energy, etc., and all of that. And in the meantime, really focusing on yourself and doing the best you can to love yourself and be kind to yourself, show yourself compassion and grace, all of those things. And also, I'm getting the message as well of making sure when you're out and about, at the store. For some reason, I'm seeing Home Depot. Isn't that funny? At the store, making sure you're talking to people there too. Okay, so there's some little messages for you. Okay. Jess Richards, I had a message to come to me to do the work, Jess, but I don't know what that work is. Any guidance would be welcome. Ooh, I always take it as a spiritual thing because that's me, right? So do the work, and I'm going to take that as the spiritual work. Okay. But what that means to me at this moment for you is to make sure, as I'm saying for other people as well, isn't it amazing? I bet a lot of you are relating to the things I'm saying to these people, right? It's kind of some universal messages as well, is really to step into your authenticity, being you as much as you can. And if you have not yet spent time on that, I feel like you have though. But I'm wondering about going deeper with this. If you can really start to figure out who you are, how you live, what you believe to be true. For those of you who are newer on this path, I recommend my book, of course, because it's all about finding out who you are and then some strategies to help you live your best life, to help you reconnect and stay strong. So Jess, that is a very strong sense for me, is to really, really step into your power. Now, for those of you guys who are looking for coaching with that, I do have my Courageously You small group coaching. I do have a new group I set up in January, limited to 6 people. It's coaching based on your needs. So you can go to my website, ColleenVanderzijden.com, and you can learn more about that there if that's something for you. So Jess, I am seeing, oh, this is fun. They're giving me colors right now. I am seeing red for you. Red is my favorite color. Red to me means energy. Okay. It means strength. Okay. It also means being stable and stuff. So interesting. Something you might explore, Jess, just popped into my head here, is my guide is telling me to tell you to kind of explore limited thinking. Anything that's like, I can't, or this won't happen, or I can only be this happy, or this. Limited thinking. Explore that. And see, anytime you're feeling like things aren't going your way, anytime your inner critic pops up, explore that objectively with curiosity, okay? And just see what comes up. Okay, that seems to be important for you. Okay, I'll leave that for you. Okay, I'm just skimming because I've got so many comments now. Yes, Lisa, we've all been at that point where we feel stuck or not knowing our path. Have to just trust the universe has a plan. Trust the process. Sounds like you guys are listening to me and you know what I'm saying. Oh, Liz, that's what it was. I'm having a hard time understanding my soul. Thank you, Liz. And I'm so glad I saw your message. Okay. Now, the soul is interesting. I always talk about being who we are at the soul level. And then finally, last year, a few people asked me, what do you mean by that? And I realized I hadn't described it in so long. And of course, I have new listeners, watchers, viewers every week. So who are we at the soul level? We are a part of the divine universal energy. Okay, we are the love, the light, the limitless energy that is out there. We are the joy, the peace. This is who we are at the soul level. So when we think about this, you know, we can all say we're all love, right? We are all love, but we all express it uniquely in our own way, right? So Liz, there is such a wonderful sense around you. What is this? Do you tell me, Liz, do you work with people? Because I am getting an amazing sense of you guiding people, of you expressing yourself and helping others express themselves. So that might be part of a quality in your soul, is to express yourself. And I'm wondering if you need to express your truth more. And I am wondering about that. And it's kind of similar to what I was just saying to whoever I was just talking to about stepping into your power of who you truly are. When we're having it, Liz, if you're having a hard time understanding your soul, what I might suggest, or my guide might suggest, is that you go for the big one of living in and from love. Okay, and then eventually another word, another quality might pop in that you want to play with. But living in and from love is always a wonderful place to start, where we decide we are going to love ourselves enough to set boundaries, where we are going to love ourselves enough to listen to our body and rest when we need to, where we're going to love other people enough that we let them go on their own path and we don't try to fix or control them. There's so many ways that love can come through, right? And I would suggest playing with this concept. And so when you wake up in the morning, and for those of you on my mailing list, you know I love my intentions. I would suggest you get up in the morning and you go, I am love. And then feel what you would feel if you were truly love. You are that, but we want to really imagine it, feel it, envision it, all of that. And then just breathe that in, I am love. And as you go about your day, you'll see the opportunities where you are love, where you're extending love and kindness to other people, or maybe where love has been given to you, or whatever. You'll start to notice it more. And I would suggest starting with that. That will give you some good insights as to who you are at the soul level. So there's that, Liz. Thanks for writing that again. I'm glad you were still here and you didn't leave. Let's see. Oh, Sherry, you knew that would catch my interest. How do you understand a dark night of the soul? I've been in one for a while, which makes my job difficult. I'm an ordained minister. Is that your job, Sherry? Yeah, so what happens for many people who are on a spiritual path is we have what is called the dark night of the soul. This is an existential kind of crisis, really, right? We don't really know who we are. We might feel totally disconnected from our souls, from God, from the universal energy. And we might feel helpless and hopeless, like life is never going to get any better. I actually did a show on this once, the dark night of the soul. And it can be a very disturbing time. Okay. And because we feel disconnected from ourselves, from our authenticity, from our souls, from God, it's a big struggle. It is a big, big struggle. We might fall into depression. We have to be really aware that we don't step into self-medicating in some way, whether with food or drinking, drugs, too much shopping, whatever. So we have to be very aware of this thing. What can really help is if we recognize that the dark night of the soul is actually an opening to something better, to strengthening our soul connection even more at a much higher vibrational level. When we know that this dark night of the soul is going to lead us there, and it will, all we have to do is keep going, do the best we can to keep going. It will lead us there. It helps us kind of keep going, right? If we know something good is going to come out of it, because it will. And it's an opportunity for us to have the faith and the trust that even though we don't feel it, we are still connected and supported. It reminds me of that picture we see and the story of, you see the two footprints, with Jesus, and we're walking next to Jesus, and then there's only one set of footprints, and we're like, where did you go, Jesus? And Jesus is like, well, I'm carrying you, so whether you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus or not, is beside the point. The point is the divine universal energy will carry us through this time. So that will help a lot for those of you who may have experienced this. Okay. Oh, you guys have so many questions and so many comments. My book title again. Ooh, I saw that. Okay, Courageously You, Magical Mind Games to Get Unstuck and Reignite Your Joy. Yes, it was actually a finalist in a book contest, so that was exciting for me. I have it written down to post that. I mean, it was finalist a while ago, but I was going to post it soon. Okay, so let's see. Ashley apparently is posting it for me because Ashley's amazing. Okay. Okay, Stacy, struggling with my purpose and who I am and what I'm supposed to do with my life. And before I answer you, I just got to tell people who I am again, just in case we've got new listeners and viewers. Colleen Vanderzijden. I'm a medium, life coach, spiritual teacher, do all sorts of things. Co-founder with my husband of the Soul Empowerment Community, which you should definitely check out, you guys. I'm telling ya, it's an amazing place full of the most wonderful people. I don't know how we got the most amazing people, but we did. And so we've got that going. Tonight, what I'm doing is some soul readings and other stuff. If you are interested in private readings, I am booked with mediumship readings for the rest of the year. And I don't know when I'm going to add new times for mediumship readings, but I am squeezing in when I can intuitive coaching or soul guidance sessions. Okay, so you can find out more at my website, ColleenVanderzijden.com, or email me, message me in Facebook, etc., etc. Okay, Stacy is struggling with her purpose and who she is and what I'm supposed to do with my life, right? Okay, that's one of the big ones. So many people talking about this now. You're not going to like my answer, Stacy, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And so everybody pay attention, because I know so many of you want to know what your purpose is, right? Our humanness thinks our purpose has to be some big thing. We've got to save the world, start a foundation, is what I always say. But it's not, right? It's not at all. Sometimes we think that... Well, anyway, I'll skip to the part that you don't want to listen to. The part you don't want to listen to is that our purpose is not what we do, but our purpose is who we are. Our purpose is literally who we are as our soul, our love, our light, and how we express it. Now, how we express it leads us to our physical lives. So I am a teacher. This is a big part of who I am. So I am a teacher. I love teaching people. I love guiding people. So this is rooted in my kindness, love, and caring for others. So one of my big qualities is love. I want to share love with other people, and I do that through teaching. Okay, so who you are is your purpose. And then the next part is, how do you express it? Now, I can share my love by working at McDonald's. I can share my love by driving a bus. Those are not my interests, but I could still be living my purpose working at McDonald's, because I could still be kind to people, and I could help them, and I could teach them whatever. Okay, so you see the how I'm doing this. So for you, Stacy, you also, this is interesting, you also have a lot of giving nature in you. You also are a helper. You like helping other people. Now, sometimes the givers and the helpers, what we forget to do is give and help ourselves. So make sure you're giving and helping yourself, taking care of yourself. Okay? And I am going to... Liz works as a CNA. Nice. I am going to leave it there, because I've said some other things to other people that might have been quite helpful to you. And for you and for other people who are really wanting to know who you are, I do suggest, again, reading my book, Courageously You. I'll show you one more time. Courageously You, or exploring my coaching program, Courageously You, small group coaching. This is where we help you recognize who you really are at your soul level, and then live from that. Okay, it's different than that other course and class I was talking about, but there you are. So that's something. Okay, let me see. I got so many comments, you guys. If you have good questions and I don't get to you tonight, don't worry. What I do is I write down all the questions people ask, and especially if it gets my attention. And then on another show, I will answer questions and try to reconnect with some of you. Okay, so in another week, I'll do that. Danielle Marie, any guidance for me? Feeling a lot of betrayal. How many of you guys have felt betrayal, right? In this day, because of the energy. I have heard so much about people being betrayed, and I'm not talking necessarily partners, but any kind of betrayal, friends or whatever, family, this sense of betrayal. And now, our human side, and Danielle is probably wanting me to tell her what's going to happen and what to do. And I'm not going that way, because that's not what the energy says we do these days. Okay, so this sense of betrayal, we want to feel the emotions, We have to feel the emotion that goes with it. Okay. Lots of times when we're on a spiritual path, we bypass those emotions. We think, oh, if I'm spiritual, I need to be happy all the time. And that's the bunch of bull, if I ever heard it. Okay. We can have more joy, but that doesn't mean we're going to be happy 100% of the time. So we want to feel the emotions. So feel the anger, feel the emotion, okay, of the betrayal. The trick is don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. See it, feel it, and then do the best you can to move on. Do not get attached to wanting that other person to apologize to you. Lots of times we say, well, I'm not going to feel better until they apologize to me, or we want them to understand us. They may never apologize and they may never understand. So we have to let that want go. I know it's hard, but we have to let that want go. So we intentionally set it aside and we do the best we can to move forward. Now, here's the thing with you, Danielle. You're a very wonderful person too. You guys all are. I'm so lucky to connect with all of you. But you are a very loving and kind person. And so betrayal for you is big because you live with an open heart. Okay. Work to not let this make you close your heart. Okay. Forgiveness, of course, we always talk about forgiveness. You have to be ready for forgiveness, number one, but also recognizing that forgiveness isn't mean you approve of anything that has happened. Forgiveness means you're intentionally choosing to let go of that negative energy. You're choosing to let it go for your benefit. Okay, so those are some thoughts to help you handle that. And this sense of you. Oh, this is interesting. Danielle, I got to ask you. You could write it in the comment and hopefully I get to it. Did somebody take a lot of money from you? Because my hand was itching so badly and I just wondered if somebody stole money from you. Anyway, back to that. Keep living with your open heart and don't forget to turn it back here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yes, footprints in the sand. That's the one, Dale. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Look at you guys. You guys are amazing. Writing it all down for me and telling me what I'm talking about. Thank you, Deanne. I'm glad you love my show. I am just scrolling until something grabs me. What is full, Danielle? The coaching program? Oh, probably readings. Yeah. So if anybody missed that, I got to update my website. Right now, I don't have any. You can't make an appointment on my appointment scheduler online on my website right now. So just send me a message if you want an appointment. Okay. Coaching program is not full. Soul Empowerment Community is not full. I can't talk. One more time. Courageously You. You can get it on Amazon and anywhere books are sold, as they say. Okay. I'm still scrolling, waiting until somebody grabs me. Yes. Oh, God, right? Okay, Kate, did I answer you yet? Hoping my intuition leads us to make a good decision for our future. I'd hate to pursue the wrong direction. Oh, our human part, right? We go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Okay, what I've been telling people a lot this year is to, unless you have a deadline, okay, if you have a deadline to make a decision, that's a different situation. If you don't have a firm deadline, I've been telling people to set the decision aside. Okay, depending on your situation, if you can do, a week, if you can do 2 months, even better, right? But set it aside, because what happens is once we start thinking too much, we get all entangled in our head and we can't think, we just go back and forth and we start getting into the fear of what if we make the wrong decision? This isn't good. And the reason I tell people to set it aside, and every time things pop into my head, is we say, you know what? In 2 weeks, I'm going to think about it, or whatever the deadline is that you set. In 2 weeks, I'm going to think about it. And then you intentionally move it someplace else. Because what has to happen is we have to clear our minds out. If we keep thinking about it, we just get more cluttered up there. So we set it aside and go do fun things. Do things you enjoy. Do things that are mindless. Take care of your errands, whatever it might be. And anytime that comes in, set it aside. Now, what that does is it clears your mind, which opens a channel for the guidance to come in, for the intuition to come in. Because again, remember the intuition, we're going for the feeling of it. Okay, we want the feeling. Does it feel right? Sometimes it'll feel right, but we look at the situation or whatever and we start questioning, is it right or not? That might not be right, or that might not be what I think it is. But we have to really just take the risk and trust our intuition. We can also remember that most decisions can be reversed. Might not always be easy or quick, but they can be reversed, or we might end up going in a different direction where it's even better than we thought it could be. So Kate, I have a pretty good feeling that you are already really good about checking in with yourself. So for you with that, really pay attention to when the fear-based thoughts come in versus when the intuitive feeling comes in and how you feel. Pay attention to how your body feels. Okay, like saying I'd hate to pursue the wrong direction. That's a fear-based thought, right? We don't want to go in the wrong direction. It's based in fear. So when we say that, I don't want to go in the wrong direction, we tighten up. We get that constriction feel. But if we say, my intuition is going to lead us to make the right decision, your energy will open more. So I would also recommend that you say something like that. My intuition is leading us to the right place. I trust that we will know the answer. I trust we will be led. What I had told somebody earlier, that will really help. Okay. So yeah, good. Awesome. Good. So a couple things. One, if you didn't see it earlier, we have the 10 signs your soul is calling you. It is on my Facebook page right at the top. It's pinned or featured, whatever they call it up there. And you can just sign up and get it. It's free. Why not? Right? We also have my coaching program starts in January. It's all about you, who you are, reconnecting with yourself so you can live from that. We also have our soul empowerment community. The deadline to register is tomorrow night, however, so you need to check all of these things out on my website, ColleenVanderzijden.com or BeCourageouslyYou.com. And something else, that other class, I'll let you know when I get that one up and ready for you. And again, if you had any questions in here that I didn't, like more general questions, I'll make a list. And then the next time I'm live, I think I might do this again. Do you guys want me to do this again, where we do some more soul readings and intuitive guidance? And you guys can just ask questions and we'll see what happens. We should just do this again. I've been wanting answers which never seem to come, financial and romantic. One thing I learned, Evelyn, in the past few weeks is, and I'll explain this to you at some point, is, and it kind of goes with that new class I'm going to teach, the transcendence thing. We're doing everything backwards. We're doing things backwards, so there's a different way to do it. I've been wanting some answers for a couple of years, and then when I realized things, and now I know more of the answers. It ties back into allowing the answers to come to us rather than thinking again. Yeah, something, isn't it? Danielle, they took the money from your son. Okay. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? Okay. So, a lot of money? Oh my gosh. Man. I know, right? It is hard to listen to your intuition and make big steps. But it's 9:00 and I got to stop talking, you guys. Okay, so lots and lots of things that we've talked about. Not only, again, just to reiterate, you've got the guidance from me on Tuesdays. I will not be here next week, however, because we have a Soul Empowerment Community event next Tuesday. We're doing our meet and greet and just chatting with each other. It's going to be so much fun. So you guys in the community, make sure you show up for that. But I will not be here next week, but I will after that. And I think what I'll do is I will do this again. You can just come and bring questions. I'll do intuitive guidance. I'll do soul readings. I'll do maybe aura readings will pop in too. But whatever you guys have a need for, I will do that next time. So 2 weeks from now, I believe, will be the next time I see you. I don't know the date of that, but whatever. Okay. And let me know if you want that. And I will, as I said, I will go through all the comments tomorrow and I will write things down. Yeah. Thank you, Debbie. She's saying the small group coaching program is life-changing and a good book. Thank you. Yes. Okay. And send me messages. If you are looking for soul guidance sessions or intuitive coaching, I'm squeezing people in. It's going to be a few weeks before I get more people in, but you can send me a message here. And it might take me a bit to get back to you because I have so many messages, but I will do the best I can with that. Oh, yes. And Soul Empowerment Community, this weekend, we are in Niagara Falls having our in-person retreat. Woohoo! Okay. Well, anyway, so nice to see you guys tonight. This has been so much fun connecting with you, and we will continue on with this in a couple of weeks. You guys have the most wonderful days and weeks. See you soon. Bye.